Hello, everyone. I am hoping that we all had a good day and that you never had any troubles. And if you did come upon some troubles, that you were able to rectify matters and that you are in a good place right now. There are so many people around the world that are having difficult times. But I want to ask you, what is the quality of your life? How are you living your life? Are you impacting anyone in a positive way? Are you giving back to society? Are you living a healthy life? Are you living a stress free life or as close to stress free as possible? Are you badgering yourself about things that are just not important, but because it's a problem, you make it a mountain instead of a molehill? What really are you doing? What is happening in your life? Have you come to a crossroads? Are you stuck? Are you frustrated? Do you feel like giving up? What is going on with you? Well, I'm encouraging you this evening to introspect and see where you are in your life. What it is that you'd like to do with your life. What are you doing? What place are you at? Are you stuck? And if you're stuck, you need to sit and contemplate what it is that you can do to get going again. If you're frustrated, check to see what is causing you to be frustrated, and you can determine what you need to do to get rid of the frustration. If you're stressed, and that is a very serious and dangerous one because it can make you sick in all sorts of ways that you never thought of. Lots of times you hear people talking about the ailments they have and they go to the doctor and the doctor doesn't seem to be able to find out what's going on. Is it stress? You know, my parents and grandparents never used to have these kinds of problems because when I was a child, stress was not as common as it is now. I think maybe because they led lives that were not so frenetic and that kind of thing. So it never bothered them the kind of way it is bothering us now. So they never developed a lot of these ailments. I remember as a child, if somebody had cancer, like an adult, you'd hear them huddling and them whispering, it's cancer, you know? Much like how people talk about AIDS, them have cancer. And it's a big thing. Can you imagine cancer and all these things? No, cancer is an everyday word. Everybody knows it's, and when you hear that, it is almost like it's nothing because everybody who is alive and well knows at least one person who's had cancer. So that is something, you know. So if you are having any kinds of problems, do not complicate matters by worrying and fretting about what is going on because fretting and worrying never did help anything. You've got to sit, like I said before, introspect and see what you can do to alleviate the problem that you're facing or to move forward to get out of it, whatever is happening. Do something. Don't just sit there. Don't just throw your hands up in the air. There is something that you can do. And I am saying this now ad nauseum. You've got to have a network of friends, people you can trust, people who you have confidence in that you can always talk about it. Tell somebody what's going on. Ask somebody to pray for you. As the kind I not was I'm the kind of person who, when I'm not well or if anything is going on, I'll talk about it with my friends because I want everybody to pray for me. I always say I need the prayers of those I love, and I know that support helps. But when you're bearing the burden alone, it drives you crazy. So have somebody or somebodies that you can talk with and help to alleviate the problem that you're facing. But you trust in God because He's there and He's promised, and He's a God who cannot lie. And He did say that He will never leave you nor forsake you. But the onus is on you to believe what God has said, that He will take very good care of you and that He will be there for you no matter what. So you don't have to bear your burdens alone. You know, there is a beautiful song that says, I must tell Jesus all of my trials. I cannot bear these burdens alone. In my distress, He kindly will help me. He ever loves and cares for His own. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus, I cannot bear these burdens alone. I must tell Jesus. I must tell Jesus. Jesus can help me. Jesus alone. And if you believe that, you will be better able to bear the burdens that are bearing you down, that are allowing you to feel distressed and allowing you to feel as though you can't breathe, allowing you to feel as though you're going to lose your mind. But trust God and He will take care of you. I know firsthand because I've been there, done that, and I know that God takes care of me. I'm not telling you that it is easy. I'm not saying that you're going to have a, a life like a bed of roses. No. And I'm also saying that whenever you come upon problems, you can trust God to take care of you. Just give it to Him and let it go. Because, like I said before, worrying is not going to help. So give it to God and talk to somebody. What is it that is bugging you? What is it that is bothering you? What are you afraid of? Because sometimes there are things that you want to do, but you are afraid. One is that you're afraid that you're not capable of doing it. And two, you might be afraid of what other people think. It's time we just let go and do what makes us happy, what concerns us, what we know we can do and do. Step out in faith, talk to God and step out in faith and do what you have to do. It doesn't matter what other people think. It is what God says. I remember a little girl at church many years ago. She would wear different kinds of things and everybody would just be at her. And she was just so calm. She'd always say, it's what God says. It's what God says. So it doesn't matter what you want to say of her and to her. She keeps saying, it's what God says. The little girl was wiser than a lot of us ahead of her time. She just knew. It's what God says. So why are you killing up yourself? Because you see, we're taking care of the things that don't really matter, majoring in minors. The little girl wear her little dress and it might be a little short and them killing her that or just too short or don't have any sleeve and she mustn't come to church with this kind of thing. And that is not what really matters. That is not what really matters. It really is what God says. You're being obedient. You do God's will and do what He requires of you. Have a relationship with Him. That is what really matters. Love your fellow man, right? And many of them who are tearing down and carrying on don't have no love for a lot of people. They can come and string me up, but it's the truth. So the child was right. It's what God says. But listen, I love all of you, even you, the ones that I've never set eyes on and I don't know. I love people in general, I do. And anybody who knows me will tell you that I love people and I want to see everybody happy. So I have to encourage you to live your best life. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, anything immoral, anything that is ungodly, and I don't remember the other word that I normally use, but I think it was just usually 4 descriptives I use to say to make life better for you. But we have to be cognizant of the fact that life happens and you might get up one morning and life changes drastically. You have to have your mind prepared for that. So just give God thanks for all His many blessings that He has bestowed upon us right now. And I trust that as you listen to my little talk, that you'll be encouraged, that you'll be inspired, and that you'll be blessed, and that there will come a change in your life, and that God will really bless you. So thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell, and leave me a comment if you will. And we'll talk again soon. Have a good one. Bye.